Hi everyone, I'm Michael Cutard. We're going to talk about Pinterest with Lisa Devereaux, and hopefully Lisa's just coming onto the blab in a minute. And Lisa has been a real inspiration to me about Pinterest in the last few months, and she's a very organized marketer and a very organized person in general, and so we're going to learn a lot from her today, hopefully when she manages to come by. And in the meantime, I'm really interested in having any questions that you have yourselves about Pinterest. It's a exciting platform where you can basically do whatever you like. It's not like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram where there's a kind of accepted pattern of use of the platform, but the other way to use Pinterest is just to do it the opposite way of everybody else, and I've been kind of having a lot of success with that myself, so I might be able to talk a bit about that later. I got into Pinterest in the first 2 weeks or so, and it's a different thing to learn. I probably tried to use it like Facebook, and it wasn't until my friend Adam Houlihan, who coincidentally is also on the Gold Coast of Australia like Lisa, he explained to me a few different tools to use, and he also was great with teaching me about how to use the group boards. So the thing about Pinterest is that you have to keep pinning, and I think is one tip, and you have to keep engaging with people in a strategic way on at least one of your main topics, and only keep to say 2 or 3 things that people remember you by, and this is something that I would advise you do rather than trying to be everything to everybody. Pick either your one main topic or one thing that people are going to know your account for, and going to follow, hopefully, you across all of your boards. But sometimes that's not possible. But the beauty of Pinterest is that people can just follow one of your boards. So it's not like Facebook. If they follow you, or on Twitter, if they follow you, they're getting your whole stream. On Pinterest, they can just follow one of your boards. Hopefully Lisa's going to come back, but I'd like to invite Kim. If Kim, you want to join us, I don't know if you're able to come on and talk. It would be great to learn for you in the meantime, so people don't have to just listen to me. But I'll keep talking in the meantime. I'm not sure what's happened with Lisa. We had her flying back on before, so hopefully she's trying to come back in. The thing about Pinterest that has been exciting for me is the quality of the stream that I've been able to adjust to get a wonderful stream of both information and images coming into my stream. So I think it's about to really explode the Pinterest, and it's just a case of keeping going with it. The main thing of the internet now is obviously to drive traffic to your shop, and it's come to the point now, I believe, that you should be driving traffic to your Pinterest shop rather than a website. So Lisa might have some opinions about that in a minute as well. But the thing for me is that Pinterest is offering a secure environment where you feel safe to shop with Shopify, and you're not worried about whether the order that you make is going to get fulfilled. And the other thing is that you're not going to have your credit card details compromised or anything like that, because it's a trusted place. And the other thing about Pinterest is exciting for using it as your shop is that when you pin images as your advertising content, 80% of the pins on Pinterest are repins, so you're likely to get far more promotion of your product and your content than you are if you simply send people to a website. So it's a very exciting thing for me as well. The other thing is that, of course, you're gathering followers as well by sending people to Pinterest and having them repin. With the new Pinterest buy button, you're also going to be able to offer Pinterest-specific discounts to people and really explode your shopping presence, I think, online rather than sending the people to your website. So hopefully Lisa's going to come now. We can get started. Here she goes as well. Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Very good. Thank you for coming. We'll get it sorted out. Great. Thanks, Lisa.
So sorry about that. Technology. Good. This is my first blab.
You're away and blabbing now. That's all right. We're only 4 minutes in, so we're fine. I've just been raving on. I've just been raving on about the power of Pinterest for getting people coming to your shop and buying things from you. It's come to the stage for me now. I think it's better to send Pinterest than send people to a website. People don't need a website in 2015 when you've got Pinterest. It's coming to that, I think. So,
I think so as well.
A bit radical, but everything's changing very fast. So radical is good, I think, nowadays.
Excellent.
So welcome, Lisa. It's really fantastic to talk to you for the first time.
Yes, yes.
And thank you so much for getting your wonderful course together for people. It must have been so much work for you to do that. I can't believe how hard you must have worked to put it all together. So thank you for that. I know,
that's not a problem. But it was fun, though, you know. It's funny because I actually do have a normal kind of job, but it's sort of like, that's boring. This is fun, you know. I could work till midnight doing this stuff.
Exactly. I'm kind of the same. So
yeah.
We're going to, I'm not sure what everyone's level who's listening in is at Pinterest, but we're going to talk probably for a couple of basic things for a start, and then we'd love to have your questions in the chat or on Twitter, so because we can see the Twitter stream. If you use the hashtag Pincredible, if you're asking a question, that would be great. So I'll just put that in the chat. I'll just
no worries.
And I'll just follow that on Twitter if you've got any questions. And the thing I want to start with, Lisa, is what excites you about Pinterest? Like, what's the exciting thing for you?
The exciting thing.
You can probably talk for the next 25 minutes about that one, but maybe keep it to 2 or 3.
Yeah, I know. It's just discovering new things. Like, you know, it's easy. I mean, of course, everyone knows how to use Google, new keywords and find articles. But just to visually scroll through the news feed of things that maybe I wasn't really searching for anywhere, but I see a pin and go, oh, I actually want to learn more about that, and to discover, you know, some new things. And that's what I love about the smart feed, is that, you know, with the fancy Pinterest algorithms, it's actually kind of optimizing so the more that you search, the more that it kind of gives you some more ideas. It kind of feeds you other kind of pins of things that it's kind of predicting that you're interested in. So the more you use it, the more that it's optimizing for you. And yeah, I'm discovering things all the time that I didn't know existed. I'm meeting new bloggers, I'm meeting new businesses, I'm finding new products that I didn't know existed. And that's when I think it's a bit of a time, you know, it really takes a bit of your time, Pinterest, because you're there discovering, and that's what I love about it.
Right. And so if someone is watching or listening and they've probably got a Pinterest account, because most of us do.
Yeah.
So if they're not really kind of like hardcore daily users like us, what would you suggest to them right from the start that to help them get set up? Maybe 2 or 3 things to get them set up.
You mean for optimizing their account, or just to search?
Yeah, just to get started, really, and start making it worth being there for them, and optimizing their account. Just for these people who have got an account but are not really driving any business from it, say. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, first of all, make sure that your account is set up perfectly. Over the last couple of months, I've probably worked with about 100 different entrepreneurs, and I've had a whole lot of, and I kind of can define, like yourself, can kind of define, 3 or 4 kind of mistakes a lot of these businesses are making. And the first of all, it's kind of setting up your own account to make it attractive for other people to follow you. Because when people go to your account, they've only got a couple of seconds, I'd say, before they kind of make a decision of, do I like this person or business, and will I follow them or will I just leave? So it's kind of like making sure that, you've got that really good kind of description to say who you are and what you're about. The top real estate is your top 5 to 8 boards at the top, so whatever you're interested in, or if you're a business, make sure that they're boards that are actually aligned with your business. There's so many businesses I've met who they might be, I was chatting to a guy who is creating a mobile phone waterproof case, and he wanted his Pinterest account, and his networking around that kind of technology. But then his first few boards were a couple of unfinished boards about quotes and about food and something completely unrelated to its business, So I think first of all is set up shop, that you have a really nice account that looks attractive, a beautiful, or a logo, profile picture, really nice description. You've got your social medias linked, and you've got your kind of in a really nice description. But then what else are you interested in? Like, if you go to pinterest.com/categories, there are, I don't know, I haven't counted them, like 30 different categories or something. So if you just wanted to get started, it's like browsing those categories to get a bit of a feel of what are people pinning, what's trending, and then it's when, people start spending a lot of, you love it. You start spending more and more time. So if you're a parent and you've got, you're trying to find good meals for your kids, there's so many, teachers and parenting, but that's not your niche. Like if you're a guy and you like motorbikes, I've got a friend of mine, he's into the medieval, he does fencing and he does weekend medieval stuff. And there's whole boards around that kind of historical kind of history and trying to track that. So depending on whatever your passion is, whatever your interest is, even if it's not specifically business, you will find that category in Pinterest to follow.
Oh, the girl can talk. You're a great talker.
Sorry.
Wow.
You had a cup of coffee now.
I had no idea that you were going to come out like that. Was really great. I
was so excited to be on this platform. I'm just like, oh, this is fun now. I can get into the groove of it.
It's a fantastic platform.
I think
my first blab 2 days ago, we had, I was overwhelmed. We had over 200 different people come by, like in about 2 hours talking about Bitcoin. It was just amazing. Well, it really, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot more as we go on today as well. Thanks everyone for coming by the way, and ask us any questions either on Twitter with the hashtag Pincredible, or ask us in the chat. Ask any questions for Lisa. We'll take some questions in a minute. So this was also Kim's tip from yesterday on the pin chat was her tip was to get your boards at the top, and Martin Bierman, he's taught me to do this very well of actually creating a post, a Pinterest pin in the Canva, and actually writing a description of on the top of the board. So especially on your top row, so people are very clear what that board is about when they first see your profile, and it's been a great because just giving the name of the board is not so good sometimes. It's actually in the top pin, and everyone you can set a pin. What a lot of people don't realize is that their first ever pin is sitting up on top of the board. So you can actually go in there and click change, and you can set a pin especially to sit on top of the board that everybody's going to see when they visit your profile.
That's right.
A lot of people are missing out on that. And so, Lisa, we got set up now. A lot of us pretty busy. Like my next question for you, and I hope this doesn't put you on the spot too much because we haven't prepared this so well. But if someone's got 10 or 15 minutes, say, right? Like we're all pretty busy. You've got a day job, and most of us we're not professional pinners, and we're not there all day. Some people are. I tell you, like, some people are.
At work as well. So better than Facebook, you know.
I have to warn you, everyone, it gets a bit addictive. But if you've got 10 or 15 minutes, what would you do? Like what 10 or 15 minutes on the Pinterest every day? What would you do?
Okay, great. Yeah. So actually, I recently was researching that particular question. Actually, if you got 10 minutes, you're right, because we are all busy and we're out and about. First of all, it depends where you are. Like if you can actually download the Pinterest app onto your mobile phone. So if you're not actually at the desktop and you do have 10, 15 minutes and you might be waiting for the bus or at a doctor's appointment, you can actually just get your mobile phone and do some pinning. But what would you actually do when you log into your account? First of all is I scan my news feed, first of all, just to get a bit of a feel of anything fresh, anything new, anything of interest that aligns with what I'm trying to brand myself for. So at the moment, I'm branding myself around entrepreneurship and social media. And so if I see anything that of really high interest, I'll pin that. But and so I'll probably hopefully do my own kind of pinning, 5 to 10 times. 5 to 10 kind of pins. I use that analogy, jab, jab, right hook. I don't know if you've read that book. But it's a fantastic book, and but it's all about sharing, and then promote your own stuff. I've met a couple of entrepreneurs who were like, why would I share anybody else's pins? It's just like, my account is just my own. It's just my own blog posts, and I found those accounts really stagnated. They hit a bit of a bottleneck where they weren't attracting any new followers because they weren't sharing anybody else's content. So
80% of pins are repins, and I think if you're going to be a member of the community, you've got to stick to that yourself. Like, it's just what people do. So it's the same on Twitter. It's 5% retweets. You got to be doing it. Like, otherwise you're going to stick out. And and by the way, everyone, there's jab, jab, jag, right hook. I'll just cut in here with Gary's thing because it's too valuable not to tell you. Is that you jab, jab, you give, like Lisa said. But big thing Gary's teaching is that you don't mix your messages. Like, you don't try to give and teach at the same time as you're making your offer. He actually recommends that you actually say, right, I'm going to sell you something now. Thank you. Thank you for having all my great free information for the last 2 weeks. I'm going to sell you something now, right? So
it's a good book.
And so you don't mix up the tweet or the pin, so that people are thinking that, this guy, he's not clear about what he's doing. I think that's the thing. Beth will take some people on in the chat in about 15 minutes. So thanks a lot for coming by, Beth. We'll let you in and ask some questions to Lisa in about 15 minutes. So Lisa, we've got our 10 to 15 minutes going. My next question is, how do we decide what boards we're going to have? Like, you can have 500 boards, and I myself have got, I think I'm up to about 190 or so, which for some people is a staggering. But that's kind of how I'm playing. I'm an open networker, and most of these are group boards of other people that I'm helping promote because they're promoting me back. So if someone is, if I can see someone's really pinning heavily and getting lots of repins off one of my group boards, I will go into their group board and do a lot of pinning off their group board and support them. That's just how I'm playing it. Right? So it's because Pinterest's got great analytics now, everybody. And if you haven't done already, please switch your account over to a business account, because they're giving it like amazing free analytics, and you can quickly see who is your biggest supporters and most successful supporters of getting second degree repins from when they repin you. And you can see which of your boards are most popular and which of your pins are most popular, and even down to what cities in the world are pinning you the most or clicking open your links from Pinterest, all this kind of stuff. They're giving that away for free in the analytics. All you need to do is change over to a business account, and it doesn't make your account say business on the account. No one knows you're a business account. You can just do that. So it's a no-brainer. I don't know why they just don't change everybody over to that.
I know, that's not me either.
So Lisa, what boards should people have? Say you're someone like yourself, you've got a day job, but you've got a bit of a home business going on that you want to earn some extra income from. What kind of, how would you set it up?
So I was asked this question yesterday. In particular, people are a bit confused around if I have a business, do I have two accounts? Do I have, a personal account and a business account? So you've really got to think about what your business is. So and do a bit of a brainstorm, on a piece of paper or a whiteboard. Think of 10, 20 kind of boards. Does it align with your business? But if you're a solo entrepreneur, maybe like myself and yourself, it's actually okay to show a little bit of personality in those boards as well. Because, even though my top kind of rows will be all around, me and social media and entrepreneurship, sometimes people want to follow me as well because they actually like the fact that I'm a mother of twins. So, if I backtrack a little bit, when I went onto Pinterest, a lot of people think of Pinterest and they think of weddings, So first of all, I got engaged, and of course, first things I was pinning of my dream beach wedding, and what it wants to be. And then I fell pregnant with twins, and I started loving pictures of twins and parenting and stuff like that. And then I became more of an entrepreneur, and I'm thinking, well, what do I do here? It's like I've already got a really nice following and an account. How do I kind of mix that up? And there's nothing wrong with mixing it up, but I'm just saying that the first couple of boards have to be kind of your priority of where you want to position yourself. But if you're a business, like if you've got a fashion, fashion, or you got products and services, I would keep that separate. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, there was a boutique that I was working with last week, and they were into sweatshirts, and I was recommending that they kept it with the entrepreneurship of fashion and anything aligned with that business and creation of those shirts and, photo shoots and behind the scenes or before and after shoots, that was all aligned with their business, and that was right as well. So there's no wrong or right. But it's just kind of thinking, well, what is my business? What's my product and service? And do I want to keep it consistent, with that account compared to personally me as, a creator of the T-shirts. So, yeah, it can be a bit of, but to step away from the computer. Sometimes when you're brainstorming and trying to do social media stuff and you've got so many windows open and it gets all confusing, sometimes it's like, sit in a coffee shop, grab a cup of coffee and write down top 20 boards kind of thing, and then come back to the computer and start building them.
And I'd also suggest that you find someone who's doing the same thing as you and doing it successfully
right.
Pinterest, and just copy it. Success leaves clues. So find it's pretty easy to find. Just put in your topic that you want to be doing for.
Yeah.
Pinterest is even kind enough to show you the top pinners in your niche and show you even the top boards as well. So just go there. It's a great way to actually get going, is to go and interact with those people, go and talk to them. It's a social network. Yeah. This is something people
use the
really
messaging
have to do is comment on Pinterest as well.
Yeah,
but just go and set yourself up like these people are doing. And and obviously, as Lisa says, put a little bit of your own personality into it, because people like themselves. So if you're a wine taster, I would have wine on, maybe even on your top row, just to show that you're a real person. You're not only there for business. You're passionate about wine, and you're knowledgeable about wine, and wine lovers are going to gravitate to you. Everyone that actually loves wine. I've never met anyone that doesn't like it. So people are going to gravitate to you because of that, and it's an extra value thing. But the most important thing is it's an extra memory thing. And so I also recommend that you have something local about yourself. So I know that Lisa's a Pinterest coach from the Gold Coast in Australia, for example. So I can remember those three things: her name, what she does, and what value she offers. And obviously, I'd like to know more so I can remember you. Obviously, you've
I just started a Doctor Who board because I love Doctor Who, and I was amazed about how many people are following. There's a massive Pinterest movement on Doctor Who and quotes and all these fun things, and I was like, "Hey,
Doctor Who's huge on Pinterest, right?" So
it's massive, and it's like it's not on my top boards. But if you really wanted to know more about me, I'm a Doctor Who fan.
Exactly, and I think we've got all sorts of people have got their own passionate kind of thing going on the Pinterest as well, because it's about pinning your passions, everyone. Like if you're not passionate about it, don't pin it, because people can pretty quickly find that if you're not passionate about something, because when you're passionate about something, you'll keep the quality of your board really high because that's what you love. And Pinterest, there's so much going out there, and it's so visual and it's so open for everybody to see. So the quality of your pins is really, really important, much more important than something like Facebook or Twitter, where it's there today, gone tomorrow. Pinterest is very, very sticky. I'm getting repins and comments on stuff that I pinned 3 years ago because it's up there for everybody to see and it's very searchable. So if I'd constantly be going in and cleaning up what you've got as well. So if you don't want it to be seen, or if it's not as good a quality as you're putting out now, I'd go and keep improving it because it's so much more sticky than all these other sites. So it's another hot little tip for everybody at a more advanced level. But
you know what I did when I first got back onto Pinterest is that I have a blog and I identified the top 50 popular blog posts and I recreated new pins for them, and I've then rescheduled them back into Pinterest. So that was one strategy. If you've got a website and you know what the top kind of articles are, recreate new pins for them. Yeah.
Sure. So has anyone got any questions for us? Like, if anyone not understand Pinterest, not understand why they should bother with it, not understand why we're so excited about it, this is by far my favorite social network. If I could, only had to choose one, I'd definitely be there, because for a start, it's probably bringing me like targeted, useful visitors to my website. I imagine 10 times as much as anything else. Like, it's these are the people. Guess why, everybody? Because they're there to shop. People are there to shop on Pinterest. It's a shop. It's a beautiful shop, but it's a shop, and you shouldn't forget that. And Twitter is not a shop. Facebook's not a shop. Instagram's not a shop, but Pinterest is actually a shop. So if you're in business, or even if you've got a cause or a charity or something, people have got their wallets out when they go to Pinterest. They got the mentality that they might buy something when they click into that website or look at it on their mobile.
I think my aha moment was that you're pinning aspirational items. So when, back to the wedding analogy, you've got a wedding coming up, and what do you want to be? What do you want to look at? You're pinning things you like and you love. So that will hopefully convert into sales. So that was a big aha moment when I finally understood the connection with industry and business is pinning. People are pinning and sharing things they like. So,
for sure. And we've got a great question here from Sean. It's fantastic to have you here, Sean. It's been too long since we have to talk again. So Sean's in Victoria, Canada. He's a social media expert for a long time in Victoria and Canada. And thanks so much for all the repins you give me, Sean. You're an awesome guy. And Sean's got a great question about hashtags. And I was over hashtagging myself a lot. And a lot of the people in Pinterest who actually work for the company, they say that you shouldn't do it. Like they don't work there, and you should cut them out. What do you think, Lisa?
Well, hashtags still work. Like if I click on a hashtag, it will still sort things for you. But the general rule in the community now is not to use them. I mean, so look, I think just not overstuff them. Like I think one or two, kind of still the technology still works to search on a hashtag, but generally from my understanding, it's not to use them, unlike Instagram or Twitter, where that's a big way of searching with hashtags, but not so with Pinterest.
If you are gonna make a call to action in your pin for people to tweet, for example, maybe a hashtag's useful if you've got some campaign going on or something like that.
That's it.
You'd want to have it in your first 50 or so characters on the Pinterest, because they take up, there's a link and then the photo goes out. So anything that you want to go out on Twitter, if you want to craft that out into a special pin description, you need to be a little bit careful about that, and you need to have your hashtags pretty early on, and maybe one or two. But that's just kind of a special case. And that time you'd use hashtags for sure, but maybe not generally in Pinterest is just not useful for you. So you might need to go back and have a look at some of your pins and read. Yeah. You can always edit the description anytime, so it's not there forever. So we've got some other questions from Kiffin is asking how to promote business services via Pinterest. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's like, do services work? Definitely. Depending on obviously what the service is, but everything from if you think a little bit broader of, what problem are you solving in your service? So is that kind of call to action? So if you're writing blog posts or anything around that service, and in my mind, I'm thinking, what services are there? There's things like massages. There's coaching is a service. So you kind of think of that, whatever the industry vertical is, and kind of think a little bit more broad of what you actually, what information you're providing to people to learn more about. So if I was, a massage or a Pilates place, it's all about health and fitness, right? And about, about health. So it's anything from boards around quoting, everyone loves good quotes, so quotes around health and fitness, to, if you're providing information around benefits around that service as well. So everything, kind of think of a call to action if you want traffic to come to your website, to be creating your own pins, around that service and around what you are and what you do, and kind of branding yourself. So definitely, you can think, quite broadly about what services, will work on Pinterest, and also have a look at some other complementary businesses online on Pinterest as well, and get a feel of what they've done on their account. The travel industry is another huge one with services. I did in the course that I put together recently, I had a look at the travel industry and had a look at the different airlines, and they're providing obviously service for people to get to other places, so they have some great boards, from accommodation to honeymoons to food on airlines to specials, coupons. It's actually kind of, services work just as well.
And the beauty is that you can have different boards for different businesses, and basically hardly anyone is following all my boards now. They're not following me generally. They're following, I find nearly all the followers are coming onto it. They're just following individual boards. So Lisa just talked about her course. You can get it here if you can read this. It's bit.ly. I made an easy link for you to remember. bit.ly/Pincredible Lisa.
Pincredible.
And so we're going to close this up now, and we've made a nice recording now that we can put on YouTube and people can watch later. So I'm going to turn the record button off, and people can come on and ask their questions, and we'll keep there's some more questions in the chat. So we'll just take those from now. And Beth's here. We're going to talk to Beth, and Tekla, if you want to come back on and ask some questions and talk Pinterest, we'll do that now. So thanks so much, Lisa. It's,
Thank you.
I know you're amazingly busy because you just launched the course 2 or 3 days ago. So thank you so much for coming by and being with us. And sorry about the technical hiccups at the start.
No, it's fun. Oh well.
You'll be a pro blabber from now on.
Sure will be. Yeah.
I'm kind of blabbing every day, everyone now. So please follow me and Lisa on Blab, and we'll hopefully bring you some good social media information every day from now on. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
Excellent, thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye. bit.ly/Pincredible Lisa to get Lisa's course.
Lisa, yeah.
It's, 21 modules, right?
Oh, about 34.
34? 34 modules for
34 lessons, but I've interviewed some great Pinterest experts.
$37. 34 lessons for $37, everyone. Yeah. No, just amazing. $1 a lesson. It's people do one a day or something. So in a month, you're a power pinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.